This is how it is going to go. We are going to have 7 days straight where we have picks that you can make with your chance to be BetTV's Betting Extraordinaire for a chance to win $25,000. If you get the first 3 questions right over the course of 3 days, you're going to win $250. If you get to day 5, you're going to win $2,500. And if you get through day 7, a week straight of correct picks, we're going to give you $25,000. No joke.
It is not a joke, and Tom Davis is getting close. He won yesterday. He needed to pick somebody to score a touchdown in the Monday Night Football game. He went with DK Metcalf. Look, there weren't too many people that scored touchdowns in last night's game, but DK did early in the game. Big pass play down the sideline, breaks the tackle and takes it home. That was Twitter's poll, by the way. I don't know if you remember, Quan. We talked him into using a lifeline, and no one had ever used the Twitter poll majority.
Twice.
Easy one. He just went with it. Twitter got him $250 at least in his pocket. A few questions from the $25,000 prize. My favorite part of basketball, and that's what we're going with for tonight's day 4 question for Tom. Look, these get a little harder, progressively harder as we go along. They usually get a favorite day 1, a pick-em-ish line day 2. Day 3, he had to go with a guy that was about a plus 170 dog to get a touchdown. A little more of a dog this time around. He has to tell us, my favorite part of basketball are assists. That's why I love the sport, playing it, watching it. When I see that pass just manifest itself and they don't blow the layup or whatever, that's what it's all about for me. So we're going dimes, assists tonight on the NBA slate. 4 of the best on the hard court tonight. We're going to go to the Golden State game and the Lakers game. They're also just, look, players that people talk about a lot in media or betting, whatever it may be. I think, did I tell you the Lakers players first for the sake of this question when you post it? It doesn't really matter what the order is. Technically, the Golden State game starts a half hour sooner. They're in Oklahoma City. The Lakers are in San Antonio. The totals for these games are exactly the same, basically both at 223, 223.5. So the question is, who will record more assists tonight? LeBron, Westbrook, Draymond Green, or Steph Curry? The tie, Tom, we don't do this until we get past a tier, which you are now past. If there's a tie, it goes to the house. Otherwise, this wasn't quite rare enough. Because if you do a little bit of digging, there's definitely a couple that are way more likely than others here, but I wanted to keep it within 2 games, and teammates I thought was an interesting dynamic too. So you pick who has the most assists tonight, but if there is a tie, we're running it back day 1 tomorrow, where all of you have a chance to make the ladder up. So that's where we're at. We'll wait for Tom to call in. I'm not sure if he's been on the line yet. Probably not. I'm going to pull up real quick some daily projections. I was looking at the actual over-unders for these, and I'm going to look up some projections real quick that are at least decent enough that I have access to. What do you...
Carlos is in the chat. He says, let's go Tom Davis, and then he picks LeBron or Draymond. But he needs 48 and 8 from Steph.
He does. It would be good. Look, Carlos on the last show, he took Steph to score 40 and record at least 8 assists and rebounds at 18-1. So, yeah, he needs Steph. Theoretically, he should go with Steph, yes. Look, Carlos is all over the place sometimes. It's just how it is. It happens.
I mean, he could still get it, but I think you should be rooting for Steph.
I'm trying to find this. There we go. All right. For assists, before he calls in, I wanted to just lay it out. Luka's the favorite tonight. Then 2 of these players are the 2 next favorites, essentially. Then there's a slight drop-off. Not slight, it's pretty major. Also, I think LeBron is a game-time decision, which is part of the reason, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look up this part of the risk in going with LeBron and why the Russ number is inflated. I'm just going to go ahead and double-check if there's any recent developments there. LeBron right ankle soreness has been downgraded to questionable for the Spurs game. So he fell, I think Desmond Bane landed on his foot or something like that. Anyway, it's an ankle injury. So he'll probably go, but there is at least somewhat % chance that Tom goes with LeBron and he records 0. So I just wanted to make sure that was all out in front before he locks in his answer. And then Steph projects a little bit lower than that, which makes sense because sometimes he just scores a bunch instead. Although I think his assist numbers have been pretty high so far. Let me see. He had the triple-double, which is like his first triple-double since 2016 or 17. I think they said after that first game, it's on national TV. Maybe it was the Clippers one. No, but it wasn't. It was the one before that. It was the Lakers one. Okay. Then against the Clippers, he only recorded 1 assist. But then he got 10 again against Sacramento. So maybe it's probably how teams are defending him. We'll see how the Lakers do it with Vogel. But, yeah, that's where we're at. Are we still waiting for Tom?
Yep.
All right. I hope he's okay. In the meantime, do you want to make your pick yourself? I know you've been on a little... I mean, you didn't win yesterday, but it wasn't likely to win yesterday. But some of the other ones, I think you had won 2 or 3 straight. So you've been better at picking actual wins and not just the ones that lose. By the way, shout out to Mike in the chat saying, I don't even remember what the context was again.
We're talking about the last place on the leaderboard.
Yeah, last place. This is pretty good. The last place, last word Cheeto leaderboard. If you're in last and you're just that bad, then you're relegated to only being allowed to call into the Quan show on Sundays. You can't call into Last Word Cheetah until you work your way back up. We can do it like the English Football League. We have promotions and relegations based on show. I could
we
just
have
imagine.
fun on Sundays.
Do you? Have you been taking calls or did you?
Nobody's called it. I talked to Carlos. Was a big help this Sunday. He was talking in the chat. It's been a couple weeks. Somebody called it. One of my friends called in and gave me a lock.
And then I lost.
Did not lock at all.
Yeah, I never locks. Yeah. Which one was it? Do you remember?
It was Titans money line against the Jets.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
That was basically the one time the Titans looked horrible this whole year. Like since then, basically they've been crushing since.
I wanted to throttle
against a lot better teams. So, yeah, whenever anyone says lock, just completely disregard what they say. There's just no such thing. Tom is on. All right, Tom Davis, the man, the myth, the legend, also atop the Last Word Cheetah leaderboard with a chance to win $790 there.
Yes,
You're now sitting. He's in second. I forgot. Ty passed you up. He hit the 12-1. I apologize. Or the 10-1. He's up 12 units. You're around 10. You still have a chance. You're also here. You got a chance to win $25,000. Have you heard the question? Have you looked it over? Do you have any questions yourself? Do you need me to repeat it? Let me know.
Could you repeat it, please?
Who will record more assists tonight? LeBron, Westbrook, Green, and Curry. And if there's a tie and the leader is like they're both at 10 or something, the tie goes to the house.
Have you seen any of the latest on LeBron? I seen something earlier about his questionable ankle or something.
Yep, we just ran through it. He is questionable. He was downgraded to questionable. He is what's it called? Game time decision, GTD. And, I mean, I saw it happen against Memphis. I think he'll be okay in play, but it's at least somewhat of a concern. And so if you think he doesn't play, then, Westbrook's probably a clear choice. But I imagine that LeBron will play. I haven't seen or heard anyone say that there's any side that he doesn't.
All right, so I ain't sure how much information you can give me. You say all of them's about the same?
No, Westbrook's higher, Draymond Green's a little higher, and those two are they're actually right on par with each other. And then there's a drop off to LeBron and Curry, which is why I had to kind of take the tie goes to the house, because theoretically you probably just shouldn't pick Steph. And then the LeBron game time decision questionable dynamic is interesting, but you can kind of pick accordingly.
Yep, I had all that trouble Friday, messed up my doggone lifeline. You would go to the basketball on this day. That's all good, though. No complaining here, no complaining.
Take your time. You're in no rush, man. We're just hanging.
So Westbrook. I'm sort of leaning toward Westbrook. Don't know why. Reckon if LeBron would be out, that would put more on his shoulders. But like you said, you can't never tell with these injury reports nowadays. I can't poll Twitter. All we got is 2 lifelines, no phone a friend or nothing.
Yeah, I don't know where or what. I'm not sure where you would have ever got a phone a friend idea from. This is an extremely novel show concept here at Who Wants to Be a Betting Extraordinaire. So, yeah, just 2 lifelines, and you've used them, if I recall.
I'm ready. I'm just thinking out loud while I'm thinking, brother. That's all.
It's all good. I will free spin the Wheel of Names, which is undefeated so far on the Last Word Cheetah Show, if you prefer.
Nick just brought it up.
Did he?
Can he use the 50-50?
Which, by the way, Nick and someone else, Cam, I think both asked. I forgot to clarify under on BYU Virginia. I was going through the end of last show, trying to hurry it along. Under 64 through 63 are the prices. That's one of the totals. Continuing on, if you'd like, Tom, I can put your 2 highest options and spin a wheel, and we roll with whatever it is. It's undefeated.
You can't argue with undefeated unless you go to the Carlos theory and make us do to lose. All right, let's put Westbrook, I reckon, in green in there and spin the hell out of it.
All right, Russ and Draymond. I don't know if you'll be able to tell this. Blue is Russ, red is Draymond, and the arrow is on the right side of when you're going to be looking at this. Just spinning it.
Yeah. No.
It's all good. Draymond, it was red. We're rolling with green. You got to lock it in. The Wheel of Names does not lose, Tom. You need to have faith. Never fails.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, we're going with it, buddy. We ain't backing up.
Draymond's going to pick apart the young OKC defense, high post, pick and roll. Steph's going to drop 40, and Dre's going to have like 7 assists off of 7 Steph threes. I like it. You're in good shape. And if LeBron plays, then you might prefer this to Russell Westbrook anyways. So
just got to hope nobody don't blink at him. He liable to get thrown
he
out.
Kick someone in the nuts? Yeah, that could happen. It has happened before in detrimental playoff runs. All right, Tom. Good luck tonight, man.
On him in a heartbeat. All right,
we'll talk to you later on.
Getting home. Y'all have a good one. Peace.
Take it easy.
Thanks.
Karate Kid on him in a heartbeat.
You're right. Next time we spin, I'll hit this other camera over here. It just was already done, so we rushed back. But look, it never loses. So I mean, day 5 tomorrow with Tom Davis. We'll see you guys later. You have to make a pick first, Quan, though. Which one?
I was gonna go Draymond. I'm gonna stay off it.
I mean, you can't stay off it. You have to make a pick.
Yeah.
No. I mean, you're not going to bet it with your real money. I know that, but
I'll change the pick. I say.
Oh, you're staying off it for Tom's sake.
Yeah.
I got it.
I'll say.
You just know.
I'll say we get a Curry assist game. I don't.
Well, it's been weird. It really is dependent on how teams choose to attack him. But the Clippers game, he didn't miss in the first quarter. Had a bunch of points. And then he ended up with 45, but he only had 1 assist. And then the other 2 games, it's been like 10 assists each, and his point totals in the 20s or whatever. So I'm not sure how the Lakers and Vogel have attacked him in the past. I'm pretty sure they've just chased him, let him be a creator more than like some sort of. It's like usually it's KCP in the past in my head that's been chasing Steph around. I'm just like trying to watch the last few seasons back in my head, but I don't think there's anything really there one way or another. I'd go with Dre as well. LeBron doesn't just like sit games out because of a little ankle roll, but he's getting older. There's that whole convo. Maybe he does just load manage this game. They did downgrade him to questionable for a reason. The line moved down a little bit, but I still would be shocked if he didn't play. So with that, I'd have to go with Dre because Russ and LeBron will kind of steal some assist numbers from each other. You'd have to go with Russ if LeBron was out. We just don't know. So I'll go Draymond as well with Tom. You're going Steph?
Going Steph, the MVP.
All right. That is that. Appreciate everyone that tagged along. Apologize, I was a little late. Car accident, not myself. Luckily, I'm okay, but 30 minutes not moving. They had to clear it over to the side. Drove by it, saw it. It's like a fender bender. It's like 30 minutes for a fender bender, but they had to wait for someone. I don't know. Anyways, we survived it. Thank you, Quan, for taking over at the start. We'll be back tomorrow, as usual, for Last Rachita at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific, and maybe a day 5 for Who Wants to Be a Betting Extraordinaire and Tom Davis, his chance to pocket $2,500 and continue his quest for $25,000. We will talk to you guys soon.